officer's location. Confirm male shot. Radio copy, shots fired.
Zero Youth Violence is a city collaborative led by the Promise neighborhood. Zero Youth Violence is based on the Cure Violence model, which is an international model that has been used to decrease violence across the world up to 80% in cities that fully apply it. It is a place that allows us to see violence as a contagious disease. It allows us to treat violence as a contagious disease like we would treat a common cold or anything else that is threatening our life. We use the Cure Violence model so that we can see the human side of the victims and the perpetrators of violence.
My life when I lived in crisis and violence pulled me in, as I started at a young age at 14 years old. I grew up in a neighborhood of different boroughs of New Jersey, from North New Jersey, Roselle, Plainfield, Linden. And I grew up around old heads, and pretty much what was presented to me was a life of dealing with crime, selling drugs, violence. And it was at a young age, I adapted and grew into the environment that was presented to me. And I pretty much ran with that lifestyle up until my adulthood.
Fortunately and unfortunately, I've made mistakes in my past. When life got to be hardest on me, we started to do the things that many of our young people do now. I started to sell drugs. I started to become detrimental to my community. That led me to going to jail, gaining a felony, and becoming someone that my mother couldn't recognize.
The leaders that we work with have been effective in our community by engaging people, letting them know that someone cares, by bringing them out, by activating and mobilizing them to make a difference. So on a one-on-one level, this work is done through mentoring, through coaching, through answering the phone every day on our What's Beef hotline. So when there's tension brewing, when things are escalating, when violence needs to be mediated, our credible messengers intervene. They answer calls, they show up, they sit down with both parties, and they help them to negotiate to prevent violence.
It affects me because, of course, you want your upbringing to be good for not just you, but also your family and your kids. So it has a deep impact on me because as I relook my past, I'm happy to present that past and not my kids don't have to go through the same stuff that I went through.
So by me coming back to the Promised Neighborhood, by me sharing my experiences, by me being accountable for the mistakes that I made, I can let someone know that here in Allentown is a place that you can make mistakes and be forgiven.
My work at PNLV has positioned me to be a leader in this community because people see that I come from a troubled past. I'm an ex-convicted felon. Been in jail multiple times, from county jail to state prisons. And people see that I was able to change my lifestyle and become an entrepreneur, run businesses, change my lifestyle, change my ways. And I'm also able to empower people and show people with a troubled past that no matter what someone tells you that you can't do, you can do. And I'm a reflection of all of that work.
Zero Youth Violence can impact the community by allowing the people closest to the pain to be able to lead the change.
My past has assisted me in developing leadership in others that the world has written off because I was born into a world that hated me. And naturally, that world taught me to hate myself. So I understand what it means and what it feels like to be rejected, to be expelled, to be kicked out, to be suspended. I know the feeling of being othered, and I know the feeling of isolation and not belonging, because I know that it can't rain forever. And I know that with hard work and healthy relationships and associations, that things do get better and we can position ourselves to win.